Hey everyone, Cody from Mactelecom Networks. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the all-new Enterprise Access Hub from Ubiquiti. This was released at the end of the year of 2023, and I'm really excited to show this off. The Enterprise Access Hub could work with up to 8 doors, and it has a built-in PoE switch. This PoE switch would be used for a Unifi access reader. It also has a port for an external battery, and we have our lock relays. In this video, it's just going to be an introduction to the Unifi Enterprise Access Hub. In another video, we're going to be bringing it on site and actually hooking it up. We will get this adopted into the access controller and see some of the settings. If you'd like to support my channel, I now do have Ubiquiti affiliate links, which I'll put in the description below. If you'd like to hire me for network consulting, visit my website at mactelecomnetworks.com. And I do have a Discord server if you want to join the community. Now let's take a closer look at the Unifi Enterprise Access Hub. This is the box for the Enterprise Access Hub, and it is really big. I almost can't fit it all on camera. Let's turn it up, open the box, and then get it out. On the back of the box, we have this little pull tab that we could pull across to get it open. On the very top, we have our hardware kit, which we'll take a closer look at. I'm going to get the Access Hub out first. And this is what the Enterprise Access Hub looks like. We have all this white finish, and then we have the Ubiquiti logo, and it does feel like it's made out of metal in a really good quality build. Opening up the lid, it feels like they have magnets that are holding it shut, so let's pull it open. On the very front, we have all of our different relays for each one of our doors. So you can see it goes up to door number 8. And this would include things like our electric strike, our mag lock, our door position, and our exit request. Currently, these are just dry relays, but if we wanted to power our electric strikes by it, we just need to hit this toggle switch, and then we're getting 12 volts from it. Now our network switch to power up our access readers is right up top, and you can see there's a couple holes that will be made for cable management. To get to the switch, we need to take this faceplate off. Now for switch ports, we have 8 PoE out, which would be used for our readers, and then we have 2 uplink ports, and they're all a gigabit. At the very end, we have our reset button. We also have 1 emergency input, which would be connected to our fire alarm system. Now on our inputs 5 to 8, we also have these extra aux ports, and that would be used with something like a chime. We could also take off this door. You can see these pins that are holding it. All we would have to do is push them up with the spring and the door would come off. Also on the sides, the bottom and the top on the Enterprise Access Hub, we do have these knockouts if we're going to be putting conduit in to run our wires. Now this may be a little bit hard to see, but this is where our power supply will be going into, and we also have the lock so it locks the power cord in. And on the other side, we have another plug if we're going to be putting in external batteries, and this is 36 volt DC battery. On the back of the Enterprise Access Hub, we have these 2 little slits where our mounting bracket would go into, and then we have these rubber feet that will keep it off of the wall. In the box, we also get this mounting template that has a piece of tape that we could stick it to the wall, and then we have our mounting bracket, which has a level built into it. Now we have this other box, which is their hardware kit, so let's get that opened. On the very top, we have our power cord, which has that slit so we could lock our power cord in. And then we have the other cord that's going to be used for our battery if we are going to have an external battery. This end would be plugging into our Enterprise Access Hub, and then the other end, this is going to be connecting to our battery. We would be using 3 12-volt batteries and connecting them together. And the last thing it comes with is just a couple anchors and screws. I'm going to get the Enterprise Access Hub hooked up to my network, get 1 reader put in and an electric strike, and then we'll look at it in the software. And you can see I have a bit of a mess going on with the wiring, but I'm not going to hit any of the knockouts out as I don't know where the knockouts will be when we go to install this. But this cable is uplinking to one of my switches, which will connect to my UDM SE. Then we have this cable, which is going into the Reader Pro. On door number 1, I have an electric strike connected. The red is going to the normally open and the black is going to the COM, and we also have the power so that it will give the electric strike power. Now we need to go to the computer and get this adopted into our access controller as well as assign the reader. Now I'm into Unifi Access Controller through my UDM SE, and we can see the Enterprise Access Hub is ready to be adopted. Same with the G2 Pro. So we're going to click to adopt. Now they're both adopted, let's take a look at the settings on the Enterprise Access Hub. So once we click on it, it's going to just show us an overview, and we could see a couple things here. We could see the ports that are currently active. So port 1 is our door 1 reader, which is the G2 reader, and then port number 9 is the uplink to my switch. Now port 1 goes with door 1, so you need to make sure that you have your electric strikes in the right place for them to be able to connect. we could click on Ports and Terminal Manager, and this is going to bring us an overview of our ports as well as our different terminals. From here, we could also power cycle our readers. If we take a look at our terminals, we're going to see the wiring that's already done. So on door 1, you could see it's using 12 volts and 1 amp, and the rest of the terminals, they are in dry relays because they're not being used currently. If we click on the terminals, they'll also give us some other things that we could do. So we have door number 1, we could give it a name, we could tell it which floor, we could have an exit request, and then we could do the trigger level, we could do the door position, and then we could do the lock duration. Now clicking on the emergency, we have emergency evacuation mode, and then we have emergency lockdown mode. We also could look at the other ones that have this auxiliary mode, and if we go down, the auxiliary would be a door opener or whatever you choose, a siren or a chime. We have door 1 connected, so it's showing up here, but we have this hidden in table. If we didn't want to see the door 1, we could just click this eye icon and it's going to bring it down. We could also look at the insights, and this is going to give us a history of what was done on the Enterprise Access Hub. The only other things that we could do, we could give it a name, and then we could manage it by giving it its firmware, locate, download support file, restart, or we could remove it from the controller. Now, this isn't going to be a full-blown Unifi Access setup, but if you would like to see that, let me know. We are going to be installing this at a business coming this weekend, and I will get a video of us installing it. Now, I'll bring the camera and my phone back over to the Enterprise Access Hub, and we'll unlock the door just to show you that the electric strike is responding. Now we have everything configured how we want, and we can see that the electric strike is currently locked. I have the free identity app on my phone, and if you want to see how to set that up, I do have another video, and I'll put that in the description below. Now, all I need to do to open up the door is click on this button, and it should unlock the strike. And there we go. It's unlocked the strike, and it will be unlocked for 5 seconds. Now, first impressions and final thoughts on the Enterprise Access Hub for this video. I really do like this compared to the other Access Hubs. Instead of just having one door, you could have up to 8. If you are going to be using a reader for entry and exit, you'll only be able to use 4 doors as there's only 8 ports currently. The other benefit of the Enterprise Access Hub is the built-in switch, so we don't need to have a pro switch that has PoE++. If you're going to be using more than a few doors, the Enterprise Access Hub is the way I would go. We could put conduits in it to hide our wiring, and we also have the battery backup and the emergency input. If you have any questions about the Enterprise Access Hub, please leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. All right, thanks.